Storms are brewing out there. Excited for the rain. The high school not far from my house has an alarm of some sort going off. I'm wondering what that's all about. Possibly a fire drill? For the last couple days, I've had like this burning sensation in my upper thigh area. I think that I pulled a muscle there, so I'm taking it easy at the gym for the next couple days. And by taking it easy, I mean I'm not going, which I'm not thrilled about, but can't get hurt. Anyways, I have to leave for work in an hour, so I'm gonna get ready. Man, I really need a haircut. The length on the sides is just too much for me. That's too much, man. 10 points if you get the reference. Really interesting article in the New York Times today that my friend shared on Facebook. It was saying that there's this dark subversive rumble going on at Donald Trump's rallies, because those are still inexplicably a thing. But there's this rumbling going on apparently, and a bunch of Republican voters are saying that if Donald Trump doesn't win the presidential election, it's going to lead to a new Revolutionary War and they will storm the Capitols and blah, 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 blah. The thing is, I don't know why this was an article. Like, I respect the New York Times and everything. I think they're a fantastic newspaper. I read them pretty often as far as news outlets go. But part of me doesn't like this article because I feel like it's going to do more inciting than informing. If there are any revolutionary conservatives out there, they might read this and be like, hey, that's a good idea. Let's go into our gun locker and grab our 30 AR-15s and storm the capital of Iowa because Donald Trump didn't win. I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but I'm saying when news outlets report something like this, I do have that fear. But the thing about the article that I thought was the most bizarre was this is nothing new. I mean, earlier this year, we had those guys in Oregon who took over that wildlife preserve, I think it was, and the guy who took over that wildlife preserve, his dad, like 2 years ago, tried to secede from America. This whole idea that if, you know, our candidate doesn't win, you'll rue the day, that's nothing new. I remember people talking about that when Mitt Romney was running for president. I remember people, when I was living in Yosemite, saying that Obama deserved to be assassinated. And when I asked them why, the only response that was really concrete was because he's not a good president. And then they couldn't really expand on it beyond that. I've had people tell me I wouldn't get it because I'm a liberal, which I don't know what that means. I just want to know what their take on policy is. I don't care if they're Republican or Democrat or Libertarian or Green Party. I just want to know what your point of view on how America should run is. If you don't like someone because they're just not a good president and you can't expand beyond that, I think your facts and your understanding of American democracy is just a hint skewed. And if any radical conservatives would want to try to overthrow the American government, it's gonna end worse for them than anyone else. I think the only reason that these revolutionary rumblings are louder this time around is because the candidate is the loudest man alive. He literally won't shut up. Donald Trump just likes to hear himself talk. He'll hear himself say anything. He has no policy. He only has selfish intentions, pent-up aggression towards anyone that's not a white, straight male in America. He's violent. But I think the scariest aspect of all of it is he has absolutely no idea what he's doing. Sometimes I think about what would happen if Donald Trump became president. America would just be doing it live for 4 years, or until he got impeached or whatever. But when it comes down to a revolution, what really happens is a few thousand people are very upset. They claim they're going to do something, and then they don't do it when they understand what the repercussions of their actions would be. It also seems as though a lot of people mistake that the right to bear arms means you can take a gun wherever you want and do whatever you want with it, which is not the case, much to those types of people's chagrin. Hey, it's starting to rain a little. Yay!
The Orange Cat Cafe.
The picture has been framed. I present this to you with absolutely no context, but the picture has been framed. Dad is about to make chili, which is something he does in the vlog fairly often, actually. I think I have 2 or 3 videos of you making chili.
Really?
Yeah, I think like the 3rd vlog I ever made, it's called A Tasteful Vlog. You are making chili. I think it was January 2015.
Funny, I think I've made it 3 times and you've caught me every time. As soon as I say I'm making chili, out comes the camera.
Whilst driving home from work today, I happened to be at a stoplight, and I looked to the right of me, and in the driver's seat of a very weathered Toyota 4Runner was a very tattooed shirtless man in a cowboy hat smoking a blunt. It was an experience.
Wow. These guys are going 52 miles an hour.
Dad surprisingly gets very, very into cycling. Seems to be a sport he really enjoys. Why am I always tired? Always so tired. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, guys.